Okay, welcome everybody to another edition of TEW 2020 as we continue WCW 2003 here in April as we're on the road to WCW Sacrifice. So we're from beautiful Roanoke, Virginia as we continue on. So let's get rolling. So we start out with a tag team match on the pre-show as an abysmal match, which is, just mean. But Gail Kim and Amber O'Neil defeat Lacey and Cindy Rogers from our developmental fed in 10-10 when O'Neil submitted Lacey. This gets a 48. Lace Rogers is really on the doesn't have a lot of experience yet, so she only gets a 20, but everybody else does pretty well, including Gail Kim getting a 54. So that gets a 48, and not too bad. And then in our 6-man tag, get some people on some in-ring time. Chuck Palumbo, Air Paris, and Jason Jett defeat Mark Jindrak, Kaz, and Kid Romeo in 15-21 when Paris pinned Kaz with a diving leg drop. Paris gets a 70, Palumbo gets a 71, Romeo gets a 42, Kaz gets a 64, and Mark Jindrak gets a 61. So solid stuff. Again, probably better than some actual matches on the show, I'm sure. But again, these are this is my mid-card, upper mid-card who doesn't have a chance to get in the ring every week. So I try to get one match on the pre-show. And, of course, their matches on Saturday night. So Bischoff opens the show basically in his office. And, he goes over the fact that, Scott Steiner KIdman will be taking on RVD and a mystery partner tonight, from the roster. And also, both Bill Goldberg and Booker will have tune-up matches before their big match at Sacrifice for the world title. And also, finally, there'll be a open challenge 4-way tag team match that involve the first 4 tag teams that sign up with Bischoff, and the winner of the match will get the tag title shot at Sacrifice. So that gets a 72. This is a short 3-minute promo from his office, and there you go. Solid stuff. So then Lexi James comes out, and she basically is like, last week was a disgrace. I had control, and then things conspired against me. But, I can't fight Angel because I have the title shot at the pay-per-view, but Beth Phoenix, get your blonde ass out here so I can kick it. Beth Phoenix comes out, and there we go, we have a match. James getting a 60 in the promo department shows that she's actually getting pretty salty over, and she's actually pretty talented rather. And then, in a not the best match, Alexis James defeats Beth Phoenix 6-11 by pinfall after using a foreign object, so I just imagine her using some the chair or something, and then getting pinfall victory. Lexi gets 48, Phoenix up to a 43, gets a 51 overall. And Lexi then goes for another Laree DDT, but Angel runs in and makes it a save. So there's still, Lexi has Beth Phoenix up, is going to go for the Laree DDT, let's say on the chair, but Angel Fox runs in and makes a save. 46, solid stuff. So we're in a quick 2-minute segment. Bischoff, Booker's in Bischoff's office and hands over the opponent for Goldberg. Bischoff looks down and says, I approve, but don't you think this is a bit of a challenge? And Booker's like, Secca, I know Goldberg, he can kick this guy's ass, but it'll be entertaining. A 73 because it's literally a 2-minute promo. Then we're back in the ring, and Chavo Guerrero defeats Blitzkrieg in 6:05 by pinfall. We won't say using a foreign object, but he just cheats to win. Gets pinfall victory. This gets a 61. Chavo gets a 53. Blitzkrieg gets a 58. And then Chavo celebrate and basically makes the belt motions afterwards. 35 because not the most over guy at the moment, unfortunately. Then we're backstage, where we're in Bischoff's office again, and he hands over his opponent, and Bischoff's like, interesting. Especially considering the guy Booker gave me. But okay, this should be fun. Goldberg's like, doesn't matter if he can, Booker can prove he should be next by beating this guy. 72, so I'll stuff again 2-minute promo, and Goldberg rolled back on doing his promo. And then in our 4-way tag team match, we determined the next contender for the world tag team titles. And about that, a decent wrestling, didn't have much heat. Team Canada defeated Dustin Rhodes and Conan, America's Most Wanted, and the Silver State Rollers in 11:34 when Mike Awesome pinned Chris Harris with the Awesome Bomb. This gets a 70. Everybody gets their bonuses. Rhodes got a 70. Awesome and Lance Storm got a 71. And basically, this is just an 8-way brawl. Rhodes and Conan, I imagine, Rhodes hitting his big bulldog, but then Awesome, throwing him out of the ring, hitting the Awesome Bomb on Harris, and then picking up the pinfall victory. So this gets a 70. And then afterwards, Team Canada celebrates, while both Tradition brawls with AEW on the outside to continue their feud. And what we'll do is, for Spring Stampede officially, we now have 2 tag team matches. So we'll first book the tag team champions versus Team Canada. And we'll also book another tag team match, which will be Dustin Rhodes and Conan taking on AEW one more time. And yep, there you go. And yeah, the post-match stuff got a 62. AKS was short, it was only 2 minutes, and these guys aren't the most charismatic people yet. And then Goldberg comes out, he's winning his opponent, and then it's announced as Gigantes. Goldberg sort of nods as Gigantes comes down. No Shane Helms, nobody else, just Gigantes by himself. And in the match itself, it's like you're basically like power match. By the way, that got a 71. It was quick 1 minute, Gigantes looking mean, Goldberg, being over. Basic power match. But at the end, Goldberg gets a spear and the jackhammer because he's Goldberg. About a good heat and decent wrestling. Goldberg defeated Gigantes in 8-13 by pinfall with the jackhammer. Gets a 64 because, well, it's Gigantes A, and it's both 2 guys who can't really sell. So yeah, if you want to make some assumptions about Gigantes' long-term future after this, well, maybe you can, maybe you can't. And then Goldberg celebrating gets a 72 because, again, it's a quick angle. And then we have our next thing, which, again, I am not giving up on this. I don't care if nobody cares about this angle but me. But basically, Elizabeth is in basically Johnny's family's hometown in Italy, which we saw with the bull marking on some building last week. And Elizabeth explains that Johnny's family were fighters, were gladiators. They fought in the Roman legions. Then they fought, in medieval wars. They were knights. They were warriors. But then after his family left, they got involved in bad businesses overseas. And the other side of the family stays in Italy, pretended they didn't exist anymore. And it was even easier because his link of the family changed their name when they got to Ellis Island. And, then, Johnny's his last, okay, then what is my family's name? And Elizabeth, explains she'll take you to somebody who will, explain what his family's legacy and name actually is. And this gets a 32 because, well, but again, I am not giving up on this. I don't care. So then, Canyon's backstage. Lawler's with him because Lawler is his permanent bodyguard, and they run into Sean O'Hare, and there's a quick little tit-a-tit back and forth where Canyon's oh, look, it's the guy who's going to prove that he's nothing but PowerPoint trash. O'Hare's let your woman who's more of a man than you are step away, and we'll just show what exactly PowerPoint trash I am. Look, I'm sorry, Canyon, that you didn't get your fair shot. But you've more than gotten your just desserts. And you may think that nobody's better than you, but I'm the future of this business, and I'm going to walk over you. And Canyon's kid, you already had a shot at me. You lost. Now you're going to shot at me because everybody thinks you're a star. Well, I'm going to prove that nobody's better than Canyon. Harris yeah, I took you on, but that was almost a year ago. And I've been fighting more of the year. I've been fighting guys like Savage and Macias and Impero and everybody else, so I'm ready for you now. And he's well, we'll just see, won't we? And then he sort of walks away. 83 because, these guys are all pretty over and charismatic and everything else. So then Bischoff is backstage, and this is a quick little angle again, gets a 55. Also the other angle got an 83. And basically, he announces a 4-way at the pay-per-view for the Cruiserweight title, because he's Blitzkrieg does deserve another shot since he didn't get pinned at the 3 last month. But both Chavo's then got the win over Blitz tonight. But then Cash did pin, Paul London last week on Nitro. So, 4-way match. Let's see who walks out of Sacrifice Cruiserweight champion. Steiner and KIdman have a quick backstage promo. Since they both struggled going off script, I say this is just sort of a mess of a promo where Steiner is babbling on about having the largest arms in the world. KIdman tries to get some words edgewise, but Steiner muscles them out. Then they basically promo that they don't care who already has a partner. They'll kick their ass too. 78, still not bad, but not the greatest promo ever. And then Booker comes out, and it's basically shown that his opponent is Shane Helms of all people. So this gets a 74, and then in the match itself, in a superb match, Shane Helms defeats Booker T in 14:56 by pinfall with a super kick, following interference from Gigantes. So yes, Gigantes runs in, hits the choke slam on Booker T, and then Helms comes over, hits the super kick on Booker, and gets a pinfall victory over the guy going for the world title. Now you may ask, Jesse, what the hell are you doing? This is dumb WWE style booking. But look, Booker looked strong because it took a monster to interfere against him, and he wasn't ready for the opponent, and Helms still barely gets the pin here. But Booker gets an 83, Shane gets an 82. Probably would have been better if it went over to 20, but still a really good match. And also, the actual reason for this booking is that Booker T offered to put Helms over, and I couldn't figure out any time to actually put him over because of other booking plans I have. So here we are. And this gets 76 for the actual match. And then in the post-match angle, Helms and Gigantes go for a beatdown on Booker T, because of course they do. But both Bill Goldberg and the U.S. champion, Ray Jr., come out to make the save. So this gets an 84. Solid stuff, Then in our main event, first the heels come out, Steiner KIdman with April Hunter, and then RVD comes out, and he makes sort of a signal, and out comes Alex Wright. Again, I didn't put any angle because, there's no promise of some mystery demand, but it was just a tag team match. And in the tag team main event, in a good match, which also gets an 89, because Jesus Christ, all my matches are getting 89s now. Okay. Scott Steiner and Billy Kidman defeat RVD and Alex Wright in 1944 when Kidman pinned Alex Wright via underrated tactics. So Steiner and RVD are brought outside. April Hunter gets involved, distracts Wright, but he still fights back. But eventually Kidman hits a low blow, and then hits Kid Crusher and gets a pinfall victory. So this gets an 89, and RVD was off his game because Kidman got a 79, Steiner got an 83, Wright got a 69, and RVD got an 83. And overall, this gets an 84, which is a really good show. So we'll see what Raw did. Then we'll check out if anything else that needs to pop up that we need to take a look at, and if anything else weird happened. Unfortunately, nothing else really... Oh, wait, did I show you guys that? Oh, right, yeah. One thing that did happen is, which I'll show you in a second here. But we'll also go over what Raw did. So Raw got a 93, because of course he did. And let's see here. Jackie Gate defeated... Okay, I'm just pretend that wasn't a ladder match. Jeff Hardy and the Radicals defeated Billy Gunn and TNA. Kane defeated the Stalker. Chris Jericho defeated Raven. Again, going over says the ladder match. Triple H defeated Rikishi. Eddie Guerrero and The Undertaker defeated the APA by DQ. And then Steve Austin defeated William Regal. Okay, so solid stuff. This gets a 99, because of course it does. Austin gets 100. Regal gets an 81. And that's somehow a 99. Okay, sure. Opinions. Let's see here. Helms thinks Amber Neal is turning into a good worker. Canyon thinks Tori Wilson is too small. She's a random manager. What? Rick Steiner's back after his suspension. Let's see here. Right, the thing I wanted to show you was in the news. Yeah, so Tommy Dreamer was caught cheating with Selena Majors, who's like an older women's wrestler who's on the WWF roster because there's not enough really women around. So let's just say bad decision, Tommy. And now, yeah, they now hate each other. Like, you cheated on her with her. Tommy, what the hell are you thinking about? Oh, and there's one other thing I think I might have mentioned, but I just want to make sure. Joni Lawler and Hoovy are engaged. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either. Yeah. Yeah, that's just like way beyond what I think. I think I'm trying to remember if there's anything else we need to do here. Oh yeah, let's just throw in some pre-booking. So obviously, to add in a couple matches that we know are happening, we just haven't officially booked yet. So this is just happening. You know it, I know it, we all know it. And then we'll also pre-book the 4-way. Which will be Cash, Paul London, Chavo Jr, and Blitzkrieg. Which will be for the Cruiserweight title. And that's about all the booking we probably need to do. The US title is there. The tag title match is there. The 2 big feuds here. Yeah. Other stuff is like all undercard stuff. But yeah. That's it for now. So if you've enjoyed this content, go ahead and give it a like. Comment below on what you're enjoying or not enjoying. And, subscribe to the channel for more fun TEW 2020 content. That's all for now. So talk to you later, and adios.